Up next is Game and Watch. And the game is simply called Ball. Or some people just call it Game and Watch Ball. Let's start the timer. All right. I'm not 100% sure what the input is. Let's figure out time. Oh, that was like, you could see the Game & Watches had time on them for some reason. Left, right. Game mode A is 1 and 2. What the heck is ACL? But it is 9. Okay, see if I can remember that. So wait, what's time? The time is... I don't understand what this is doing. Anyway, let's do game mode A. I think the difference between game mode A and B is that B is just harder. I think if I remember correctly, because I've played some of the later like DSi ports of this game. This difficulty only has you going between the close or like two or the farthest two spots. No, wait. There's only 2 balls. That's what it is. I think game mode B adds a 3rd ball. That's why they were called Game & Watch. Is that actually why? That actually would make a lot of sense. Beep. 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 Man, I feel like playing this on MAME, you know, it's just not the same as being on some car ride as a kid, sitting there with this whole big honking thing, trying to get a new high score. I think these Game & Watches were mostly Japanese exclusive, I believe, though, right? I think that is correct. All right, what do I consider this beaten? Just play it once? There's not really an ending. 100 points? Seems kind of easy, but especially considering the Game & Watch gallery says you get to 999. Play each. I want to play both game modes still. But yeah, playing once is probably enough. The only sad thing about only playing once is they're designed around being played multiple times and you trying to beat your score. But I guess I didn't do that for all the arcades. That was technically true for those too. I think you get 3 lives. Oh, that might be later Game & Watches. This one was the very first. Do you realize this is his this is Game & Watch's throw in Smash Bros? He turns people's heads into little balls and juggles them around and then chucks them. Get 1,000,000 points. No way. I doubt this thing can even go past like 999. Well, maybe it could. So yeah, the actual ROM itself, all you see is the dude and the balls, and that's it. Not even the kind of the walls on the side that the screen makes. See that? And probably the number too. Kind of cool. You can see me pushing the buttons too. Oh! I did the wrong thing. I panicked. Is that the end? Oh, you only do get 1 life. Brutal. Does it reset if I do it again? Yeah. All right, let's do game mode B. I'm stuck here now. All right, hang on. Game mode B. Oh, man. It's gotten harder. Part of me does kind of want to get to 100, though, at least, right? Maybe I'll get to it in the harder difficulty. Ah, this is going up in bigger increments. I guess maybe we will see whether or not it passes 1,000, depending on how good I do. I made it to 100. Yeah! Woo-hoo. What's the point of going up in 10 increments? Because if all points are the same, that's just as good as saying I just got to 27, you know? I think I like game mode B better. Even if it's harder, there's just a little bit more action going on, so it's a little more interesting. Come on, if I can get to 1,000 in this, that'd be nice. Because then we see if it actually goes to 1,000, and it means I actually did reach 100 on game mode B, or 100 hits. That's kind of scary. You actually can find the Game & Watches online, like on eBay and stuff. But A, they are, there's a lot more of them, so that'd be a lot more expensive to try to get a hold of them all. And B, these ones, as you can see, can actually be emulated, unlike the Color TV games. Plus, and there's one more thing. I can't stream a Game & Watch, you know, except for unless I wanted to put up a camera. Yeah, it can't be streamed. There's no way to feed the video output anywhere. Hey, I made it to 1,000. Oh, look, it's slowed down. Come on, I maybe do need to make it to 100 on the normal one. I might try it one more time. See if I can't get to 100. And I was definitely wrong about it not being able to go to 100 or 1,000. Oh, there's the ACL. What does that mean? I'm scared to push that. That was 9, right? Let's see what happens if we push it while gaming. Oh, am I tuning the clock? And then it's going to tick after like a minute? Gosh darn it, I never got to see the ending of that. Oh well, I made it high enough. All right, I'm gonna try game mode A one more time. See if I can get to 100. And not be stupid like before. The only problem out is it's actually slower, because the other one with the 3 balls, I was getting there sooner, you know? Hang on, my water spilling everywhere. Almost died. Or not spilling, but you know that thing when ice water evaporates and then freezes and then spills everywhere. Is there a name for that? It's not freezing. Evaporates and then turns into a liquid again. That's how cold it is. I actually haven't tested all the Game & Watch artwork, so hopefully they're all good. And someone didn't sneak something something stupid in. Because we got a lot of Game & Watches coming up now. They made a lot of these. These were really successful for Nintendo, I think, for a while. There's actually some modern ones. They technically have a modern Zelda and modern Mario ones that did make it to the West that I could get. They're probably expensive now, though. I think they were, like, limited edition. I didn't sell them for very long. I don't know how I would stream those either, though. And they were probably just emulators anyway, under the hood. Is it, like, just too impossible? Oh, that was scary. Too impossible for companies to... I mean, I guess I get why on a PC you have to emulate. But could you, like, make a mock NES, like, remake one nowadays? Or is it just, like, the schematics are too lost into time, or, like, the methodology of doing things are too lost into time that it's impossible to make new ones anymore? I mean, I guess maybe there's just straight up issues of copyright, too. Like, if you tried to sell your own new NESs. But, you know, the hardware was so simple. Could you stuff an NES in a Switch, and it would take up no space at all? Or, like, the NES Minis, I'm pretty sure, were just emulations. Couldn't they have actually made little NESs in there? You probably could make one. Why do I know one doesn't? Or, like, not even companies themselves. Alright, I need to stop looking at chat. This is getting intense. I'm near 100. That was hard to tell which one was coming first. So I think it's gonna slow down when I hit 100, which marks a good, like, transition point, you know? Oh, this is also gonna be scary. No! Come on, I had to make it to 100 after that. I think it's going to be the same, though, so I can remember that the last is left first, right second. The issue's making the circuit boards. I see you now. See that now? Oh my gosh. Ah, why? That was so close. Oh my goodness. Here we go again. Bumpy, 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 bumpy. Maybe when I'm done today, I'll talk about my current thoughts on how or what scores I'd give all these games. I'm so mad. It was really hard because they were at opposite ends of the board, and it was going so fast that I had a really hard time telling which one was first, and I panicked thinking I was on the wrong side when I was on the right. But the dumb thing is I moved inwards, which wouldn't have done me any good. It wasn't hitting either ball at the inward spot. I just was panicking. So dumb. Did they intentionally make the 100th ball that brutal? See, that one's kind of nasty too, but at least it's not moving quite as fast as it was. And when they're right next to each other, it's a little easier to tell. That's kind of the name of the game here, really, is knowing... Like, most of the time, it's easy. It's when they're close, and you have to try to figure out what it's actually going to hit next, because it's always moving in a steady rhythm, where one is moving after the other. So it's always one first before the other. But what makes it challenging is that the outer ball has further distance to travel. So that's why the timing is always being changed. But because it's always on that steady you can always know That was scary. You can always know that one of them will hit first. And that is the one you want to be at when it's at your hand. It's kind of funny. I don't think this guy was called Mr. Game & Watch until Smash. Maybe he was somewhere, but I don't think he was intended to be like a single character, you know? It was just whoever was in the game. Why do I have no recollection of getting Game & Watch characters into the, characters folder thing? Character guessing game. Oh, this is the one I don't like. Okay. This is where it's going to get hard. It's going to go left, right at the end. Left, right there, too. Okay. Left, right. Okay, I did it. And it slowed down. All right. Oh, I made it to 100. Do I just end it now? I guess we'll see how far I can go. I could push the ACL button like a dummy. That's like not even a button. Is that a button? What is that? I'm so confused by that. I was trying to think of like how you would speedrun a game like this. Because there's either the dumb methodology of just dying as fast as possible. That's stupid. Then you could think, oh, you could see who could get to a certain point number fastest. But I'm pretty sure this game is extremely deterministic with no variability. So like, I'm pretty sure that gets lame really fast too. Like if you get to that score, you have the world record, you know? I've always wondered if for the DSi games, if they somehow did emulate the Game & Watch, or if they're just complete reprogrammings to be like them. I almost feel like they did the latter. You know? Are these the same patterns even? Like, is my 199 going to be the exact same as 99 last time? Because if so, I think that makes this kind of easy. Because then, like, if you know what to do during the hard spots, the rest is trivial. Ah! Well, that's the game. Game & Watch ball complete. 19 minutes. Well, that's more time than I got out of some of these games, I suppose.